Hey guys, today we're drawing the life of a giant monster. You can say a godlike monster. If you ever meet him in real life, you will die out of fear. He's known as SCP-3000. SCP-3000 is also known as Anantashesha. He's a huge snake-like creature. He's said to be a giant eel. SCP-3000 lives in water, specifically in the Bay of Bengal region near India. He is so large and dangerous that it's practically impossible to catch him or move him anywhere. He has a head and has a body like a serpentine. The head is large with 2.5 meters wide. The body is as wide as 10 meters. The length of his body is difficult to determine. As like a snake, he coils around and stays in the seabed. No one has ever approached that close that we can exactly get a measurement of his body length. However, an estimate is around 600 to 900 kilometers long. There are only few SCP creatures that we cannot contain, and SCP-3000 is one of them. The SCP Foundation can't even think about contacting the monster snake because it's so big. They only monitor its location and keep people away from it. That's the only way. You can say, in a way, he's contained inside the big sea. So, where does he come from? We don't know the origin story of this monster. We don't know how long he's been there in the sea of Earthface. SCP-3000 was found in 1971. That year, 15 fishermen went missing who were from Bangladesh. They were in 2 fishing boats. The men, along with the boats, went missing. Officials were forced to investigate and find the truth behind the incident. As part of the investigation, they found that another similar incident had happened 2 years before, and they thought there's a need of deep investigation into that as well. Thus, Marriott Pashler counters were dispatched in the sea for a search. They located the 2 missing boats underwater. Not only that, they found some old debris, which is supposedly the boat which went missing 2 years before. As they found the location, trained divers got into deep sea to search for the missing fishermen, and what they found was horrifying. A large snake with its eyes blinking at them in the seabed. The divers could not believe their eyes. They thought, it's not real. But it was indeed real. The monster's head and body got visible through the divers' headlights. It was huge as hell. They were miniatures in front of the creature. The group, which had around 10 members, moved back and informed the authorities about what they saw. They had taken videos and photos. Some of the divers who had eye contact with the creature were showing psychological disorientation. They were taken for further studies. As they saw the video clips and images of the monster, the more they realized that this is not some creature that humankind had ever known. This is something new, a new SCP. Thus, the SCP Foundation was involved, and they gave the creature SCP status, naming it SCP-3000. By 1972, the area was contained and secured. The contained area is 300 kilometers in diameter in the Bay of Bengal. Civilians are not allowed to do any kind of sea exploration activities in this area. The Foundation submarine, SCP-F Aramita, is assigned to monitor the area 24/7. It will be constantly patrolling the contained area. Any movement from SCP-3000 or difference in water content will be reported immediately. No one from the vessel is allowed to get out in the water without authorization. If anyone does that, he'll be considered as lost. No attempt will be done to recover the person. SCP-3000 have similarities to that of the Midgard Serpent from Norse mythology. It's also a sea serpent, the middle child of the gigantus Angerboa and Loki. So, what happens if you encounter SCP-3000? Any human who comes into eye contact with the SCP-3000 will have delusions. He'll have strong headaches, memory loss, sudden emotional surge of fear or stress, paranoia. He may also lose the idea of space and time. Those who have watched him experience that the creature can hypnotize humans by looking into their eyes. He looks deep into us and inflicts fear and trauma. SCP-3000 can make a person mentally weak and make him feel like he's attacked beyond escape. All this is done by SCP-3000 without even moving a muscle. The group of divers who first discovered him are studied carefully on these symptoms. They are contained and quarantined at Site-151. Some individuals are affected worse by anomalous properties of SCP-3000. They are currently decided to be kept in quarantine for an indefinite period of time. SCP-3000 is found to be a carnivorous creature. Being said that he does not prey on animals every day, not even once a month. Very rarely, if some sea organisms pass by, he will prey on them. He's mostly sedentary, doesn't move much, makes no effort to predate. If given a sudden stimuli, his head will move. Even during feeding, only his head moves. The rest of his body is mostly still and does not move at all. When it consumes prey, the SCP-3000 excretes a dark substance into the water. It's classified as Y909. It's excreted through his skin. Studies are still going on about this substance. SCP-3000 is considered to be having mystical powers, which helps him to prey without moving. Also, preying is not the only way by which he's sustained. If he's surviving only based on the creatures he eats, he must be eating a lot and must be preying the whole day. But that's not the case. We're still studying on how he's sustaining. This gives way to the theory that he's not just a physical creature. He has metaphysical powers. The same powers which helps him to cause paranoia in human beings. He gets energy directly from the water, or the sun, or from somewhere else. We have no idea. There are a lot more things to be revealed about this creature. Until then, we shall keep ourselves safe. So, that was the story of SCP-3000. If you like horror stories like these, hit that subscribe button with notification so that you won't miss any episode. And I'll meet you in the next episode. Till then, stay safe.